6 friends become stranded on a remote island, and their explorations lead them to a strange house with an even stranger family in American Gothic, released May of 1988. Directed by John Hough, best known for Escape and Return to Witch Mountain. Written by Hough, as well as Burt Wetanson, who has written a whopping 9 episodes of The Smurfs in the mid-'80s, and Michael Vines in his only film, starring Sarah Torgov, who was in Bill Murray's Meatballs, in her final film. Lily Munster herself, Yvonne Carlo, and veteran character actor Michael Pollard. Cynthia, Sarah Torgov, is leaving a hospital. The doctor's talking to her husband. The husband's like, we want to have another baby. It's like, another? What happened to the first baby? Shortly thereafter, a group of friends, including them, they are loading up a seaplane for a trip. But, of course, shocker, the plane breaks down, so they're forced to camp out on a random-ass island. Let's go scuba diving, one says. Okay, sure, why not? Cynthia has a flashback of bathing her baby in the tub, and it's starting to click what happened to that first baby. The dumb bitch then slips and falls on a rock, smashing her head, falling into the ocean. That gives Cynthia another flashback of the phone ringing and her leaving the baby alone in the tub. We can guess what happened, and that's depressing as hell. Turns out the plane cannot be fixed, so they explore the island for like 10 seconds, and they find a random house. An old couple, the woman played by Yvonne Carlo, soon appear completely out of nowhere. You got a phone? Or gas? I don't believe in those contraptions. Okay, phone, contraption, yes. Gas? Gas is a contraption? Contraption? It's a liquid. Can it be a contraption? The older couple, they seem wary that someone is downstairs in the child's room with no child present because we don't see anybody in there. But then Ma cooks them dinner. They're insistent that they're called Ma and Pa. No actual names. Ma tells Cynthia she's a bad girl for not finishing her plate, which is a little bitchy. Just eat it yourself, or let one of the other people eat it. Also, you have a child's room. Do you have a child? Let them eat it. Turns out, in fact, there is a grown-ass woman down there who thinks she's about to turn 12, and Ma treats her as such. Her name is Fanny. Oh, God. There's a son, too. Woody, played by Michael Pollard. Fanny's pushing him on a swing, but convinces one of the guys to get on. They push him super high. Cut the rope. He goes flying down on the rocks. The first kill has officially happened. Or, well, I guess second, because of the baby. But we won't count that. Fanny wakes Cynthia in the middle of the night, being all, I want you to see my baby. And it turns out it's a mummified corpse. It's a mummified corpse wrapped in a blanket. What the fuck? Teddy, another brother, then shows up completely out of nowhere. It's like, how many kids are there? Lynn, she's making fun of the 3, kids, so they wrap her up in a jump rope, and that's the last we see of her until a little bit later. But while Cynthia and her boyfriend, they're making out, Fanny just walks into the room, all creepy-like, and says, I want him. It's like, okay, weird. She then grabs a statue of like a jousting knight and stabs her right in his fucking eye. So Cynthia runs, finding Lynn hanging from a tree. Like I said, we were coming back to her. Turns out there's somebody else who's still alive, and they managed to take Fanny hostage and like, hey, Pa, where's a boat? So he brings them to a boat, which has another one of the friends with an axe buried into his skull. The ladies, they find a random house, and it's like, wow, okay. How many people live on this random-ass island? Turns out the children are there. Teddy kills one, the one that is not Cynthia, and then it's implied that he R-words her corpse. And rightfully so. Pa beats him with a branch afterwards, and it's like, Pa, this is the first thing you've done this entire movie that I agree with. Good job. So Cynthia joins the family, and she gets a surprise. And it's all of her friends hanging in the basement by their neck, along with other skeletal remains. It's pretty clear this family, they've been doing this for quite some time. So Fanny and Cynthia soon fight over the dead baby corpse, ripping off the head. Cynthia beats her to death with a metal tub. She then stabs Woody with the jousting statue, stabs Ma with her giant sewing needles, and then jabs a sickle right into Teddy's neck. She's on a roll. Pa comes home and is just weirdly calm. but then denounces God and be like, I give my soul to Satan. She shoots him in the back to end the movie. So what was this family? Were they actually a family? Or are the 3 children just 3 people they kidnapped and brainwashed? Because Cynthia joining them, albeit briefly, kind of points to that. But as simple-minded as the 3 of them kind of are, it makes me think that maybe they're inbred, and that Ma and Pa are siblings. Nothing is really clear when it comes to the origins of this weird-ass family, so it can really go either way. Back when this came out, the slasher genre was beginning to enter quite the lull. They were a dime a dozen, and studios were making them because they were cheap to produce, and almost always turned a profit because of that. This one is clearly one of those cash grabs, but the laziness in the writing really shows how tired slashers were becoming at that point. DeCarlo gets to shine a bit towards the end of her career, but there is nothing special about this movie, and it doesn't bring anything new to the table. It doesn't even try to set itself apart from the overcrowded slasher genre. The story mimics most 80s slashers. A group of friends are picked off one by a killer, or in this case, killers. The kills themselves, much like the story, are just lazy, which adds to the bore that this ends up becoming. I give American Gothic an F. Thank you for watching Fatman Inc. Craptacular Horror. Leave a like if you enjoyed and a comment to discuss your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to see more reviews of horror movies new and old. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.